Hey, what is up folks, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys a few ways to improve your Minecraft builds using a little thing called gradients. Gradients are basically just using different blocks of different shades to add a much better effect of detail into your structures. So you can make your builds go from looking like this to looking like this. As you can see from the first build face here, you got a pretty good idea going on what you're trying to build, but it looks a little bit drab. There's a lot of solid colors, there's not a lot of detail that the human eye can really pick up. But when we move on over to the second building face here, you notice things seem a lot more interesting. There's more color, there's more weathering. It looks a lot more how a building like this should look. This trick is what I'll be going over with you guys today in this video. An important part of using gradients in your builds is having a solidified block palette. Figure out a general color you are going for, and then find similar blocks of similar color to fit with it. They don't necessarily have to match in texture, just their general shade. Once you have your general block palette figured out, that's where you can actually begin. So if you look over here at our first wall again, you can see it's very bland, it's all one block, but then we slip on over here and we're using about 4, 5, maybe even 6 different kinds of blocks. And you can see at the base here, we start kind of dark and a little bit more crumbled, but then as we work our way up, you could say it gets a little bit more civilized. You see more brick, it looks a little bit more organized, and then as you work your way up again, as you see over here, very solid, not really too much going on. Over here, there's more weathering. So the siding of these panels has, looks like it's been hit with some weather. There's some detail in there. Use about 3 or 4 different shades of block. Even looking at slight differences in the roof, as you can see here, we are using just the red sandstone on this roof here. But if you come over here, we've actually mixed it up and we've added a little bit of acacia wood in there just to spruce it up a little bit, just so it adds a little bit of difference. This is not particularly just gradient, but just color matching and mixing things up makes things look just a little bit better. And as you can see, when you're actually finally done mixing and matching things and pulling about 4 or 5 different blocks for one set of color, you get a really nice cool detail effect, like these pile of rocks here I have out in front of this wall. As it moves up, gets a little bit more civilized, and we have some bricks missing in the side. This is all just to add those little bits of detail that just makes your build pop a little bit more, look a little bit better. Here I have a small demonstration of what will look like when you put your gradients together. So you can see we have 2 pretty much identical walls, some brick, some stone, framed with wood on the outside. This is going to be our bland one here. This is going to be the one we're going to add a little bit of gradient to. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab all your blocks here, whether it be your stone and your bricks. So as an example, you can see this is not brick, this isn't brick, and that's not brick, but it's gonna fit in just perfect enough, especially the granite when it comes to using brick. Brick can be a little bit more of a difficult block to use in terms of color matching and finding something that fits in well with it. But I've found that both granite and blank terracotta seem to fit pretty well. So you pop a little bit in there. I'd say for this case scenario, 2 blocks is fine. And then pop just 1 terracotta down in the middle there, and maybe give it 1 up in the corner there. So you have a little bit of a mix. It's still dominantly brick, but with those little bits of extra blocks in there, that adds a bit more detail. And coming down below, people should not be afraid to use gravel. I know gravel does have gravity, so you got to keep that in mind, but you can pop a little bit into a wall like so. You can mix and match that with a little bit of stone brick and break up that plain stone. And to go good with gravel would be something like andesite. So you pop a little bit of andesite down there at the base. Oh, see, you got some gravity there. Pop your gravel back in there. And now it looks way better. You can see this looks way more detailed, like you put a lot more effort into it than this one over here, which just looks kind of bland and simple and you kind of threw it together. And that's basically summing up how to use gradients to improve your Minecraft builds. If this video did help you and you guys did learn something today, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, do all of those wonderful things, and let me know down below if you would like to see more. And I will see you guys in the next one.